And hello and welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Chris Tomshack, CEO of HealthSource, America's chiropractor, and you are watching the Chiropractors Solution channel, which is a channel that has a video series designed to help you build your practice so that you can live the life and lifestyle and the practice of your dreams. But before we dive into today's really cool interview, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, and please give us a thumbs up underneath this so that it makes it much easier for other chiropractors to find and view this content. So today I have a very special guest, Dr. Devin from Athens, Alabama, who owns a very successful clinic, which we're going to talk about. And so again, before we dive into the specific questions, Dr. Devin, and welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Just first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been a chiropractor?
I am 5 years out of school. I started with HealthSource as a preceptor in my trimester 10 at Logan. After that, I became an associate at the same clinic for 4 years and have taken over this practice as the owner about a year ago.
So you bought it out. You bought it outright a year ago, year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Outstanding. So that's an interesting route that you've been at the same place ever since you graduated. Then you bought it, and you bought a large practice. I mean, this wasn't like a run of the mill. This was a large practice.
Yes.
Right. Not only do you own a very large practice that is growing, but you also are part owner of a second practice just 5 years out of school. Can you explain what's going on there and how that came to be?
Yes. So in the Huntsville area, we're really looking to expand HealthSource. There is a group of me and other HealthSource chiropractors that are helping open another practice. We're going to have an associate that's there who is eventually going to want to own that practice. And so we're investing in that clinic so he can create his dream to eventually buy us out and own his practice of his dreams.
Outstanding. So not only are you building your own practice of your dreams, you're helping build another one, which is ultimately going to build somebody else's practice of their dreams and lifestyle of their dreams, right?
Yes.
That's giving back, because our profession has a long history of not treating associate doctors all too well. And you're doing the exact opposite. You're treating them as they should be treated, which is a trusted and gifted professional. Hats off. Well done. I love that model. First, more in-depth question. Why did you choose Athens, Georgia, number one, and then number two, follow up, why that practice? Why did you choose to preceptor there?
Just kind of reaching out to this area. I love the Athens, Alabama area in like the Huntsville area. It's a very growing city and there's a ton of jobs, ton of people moving here. So the growth potential was huge. The doctor that I used to work with, Dr. Dan Daly, he was an absolutely great mentor and taught me everything that I could learn. Plus also having a bunch of other HealthSource offices in the area, it was just a very big support system. Just to be successful from the beginning.
So you have a very unique experience. Most of the doctors that we talked to had a not so fun experience the first year or two out, that's the norm in this industry, unfortunately. And so you did a lot of things right. You were surrounded by a good group of people, and we all know that we rise to the level of our peer group, and you had that peer group given to you. Yep. What were the biggest mistakes you made, though? Tell us about when you were a brand new associate. Biggest mistakes.
Fresh out of school, you don't get a lot of business aspect stuff. So I had absolutely no experience with business, but then also just being able to create a treatment plan. We get taught how to adjust and you get taught the therapies, but actually having the knowledge to be able to create all this, which was also a great thing, having that mentor, because I wouldn't have known where to start on that.
Right. Well, yes, you had a huge advantage, which is wonderful. Now, so did your mentor, Dr. Daly, teach you about the business side of running a clinic, or where'd that come from?
That was Dr. Daly and his wife, Shelly. It was nice because they included me in everything. So a lot of reports that HealthSource has, the Easy Report, they would take the time to sit down and go step by step, statistic by statistic, and really make sure I understand it. And then just kind of all the behind the scenes, they included me in it.
Mentorship.
Yes.
Mentorship shaves decades off the learning curve.
Yes.
So looking back, because you bought this practice about a year and a half ago, already a good sized practice. Is the practice the same size, smaller, or bigger than it was when you bought it?
Bigger.
Okay. All right. So how did that happen?
One thing that I did when I took over is I joined the mastermind group that HealthSource has to offer. So I really figured out, again, the business part of it, the small changes make a huge difference, and just being able to dive in that way. But then also I was able to do the things that I wanted to do, marketing wise, and kind of make the environment in the office how I wanted it. But then just kind of taking over a 2-doc practice, going into 1 doc, and still growing it.
Wow. And you've grown it fairly sizably, haven't you?
Yes.
Did you ever in your wildest dreams think it would grow so much so fast?
Not at all.
It sounds like it hasn't quite sunk in yet, although it's been a solid year since that growth has really taken hold. You've done just a beautiful job. Hats off. Congratulations. So let's backtrack. And this is hard again, because you had a very unique experience with the mentorship that you had. What would you tell a 28-something-year-old chiropractor who's thinking about, either opening up a HealthSource clinic, or maybe they already have a clinic and they're thinking of converting it to the HealthSource model? What would you tell from somebody like you that's grown up inside HealthSource? I mean that in a positive way, not a disparaging way, a positive way. What would you tell somebody like that confronted thinking about making one of those decisions?
One of my favorite things is just the support that you have from everyone at the corporate office, but then also the local offices. If there's an area that you're struggling in, people are willing to help you. They give you the systems that work. And so if you follow it the HealthSource way, that's the best way I've ever seen, just to be able to succeed and having the support.
Thank you for that. And what would you then tell, you've only been out of school 5 years, which is a great place to be at, especially given where you're at right now. What would you tell a brand new grad or a student getting ready to graduate? You're trying to think of what the heck, they're thinking, they're sitting there. What am I supposed to do? I got my clinic numbers done. What am I going to do when I graduate? Do I associate? Do I start my own if I've got the financial wherewithal? What would you tell somebody, a brand new grad thinking about starting their own practice? What would you tell them?
For me, I would just tell them follow your heart. If you start as an associate and that's where you're happy and you want to eventually grow, follow that path that you want to be at. Go where you want. Don't lock yourself in a bad situation, and find where you're happy, whether that is associating or eventually owning, or even owning right out of school.
Right on. Outstanding. Well, Dr. Devin, thank you. I know this is a busy day for you. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to share a few words of wisdom with some of the doctors out there that are looking to live their dream, because it sounds like you're in the process of living your dream right now.
Absolutely.
Outstanding. Well, Dr. Devin, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.